Hi there, welcome. Today I want to show you how to create a seamless repeat pattern. And those are the kind of patterns that we're gonna need when we want to make a design for fabric or wrapping paper, things like that, where the pattern needs to be repeated. Exactly right. Today I'm going to focus on Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to show you very quickly how to create a seamless repeat using their software. We're going to assume that we already have the items created, that you already have the little butterflies, flowers, whatever it is that you want to put on your fabric. If not, I can always create another video to show you how I bring my items. But let's get started. My name is Ana Benito. I'm a surface designer and illustrator, and I'm really excited to show you today how you can create very quickly in Illustrator a seamless repeat pattern. Okay, so here I have a document open already in Illustrator. The way that I bring my files to my computer is from my iPad. I made this design using Adobe Fresco, and I brought it here as a PDF because that way I am going to keep it vectorized, okay? You will not have pixels. But I found a couple tricks, a couple things that I need to do before I begin with my PDF. And I like this because it allows me to change colors and make little changes on Illustrator as I need to. But today, just to make, for the purpose of this tutorial, to make it a little faster, I'm gonna focus on creating the repeat. But just quickly, when I bring it to Illustrator, the first thing it has is this little box here that I'm going to delete. And then I come here to the lasso tool. I'm gonna wrap around my item. I'm gonna cut it. And then I bring it here, paste. And I'm going to remove those two little arrows. I select it, I make sure it's just my item. And then I'm gonna group it. So I click Command G, and now my item is grouped, okay? All right, so this is one way that I bring my items. I already had a file ready with some of my oranges here. Let me see, this is my messy file. This is the one. So I already brought a bunch of files, just the exact same way that I show you, okay? So what I can do with that is that I'm going to come, I already have the items that I want to use to create my pattern, and I'm gonna come here to File, and I am going to create a new file, okay? And then I'm gonna select what I want. Because you want a seamless repeat pattern, it has to be a square shape, but you can select the size. I normally go 12 by 12 inches, but you can select 8 by 8, 6 by 6, whatever you want. You can give it a name if you want to. Normally I keep my files RGB and 300 ppi, but sometimes 150 is enough, okay? Once I have that, I'm just going to click Create the canvas. All right, so I'm not going to touch anything here. This is a very important step that I found, and I'm going to directly come here, click Object, Pattern, Make. Right away, not zooming in, not zooming out. Create Pattern, Make, okay? And then it's by default giving me this tiny little square here, but what I'm going to do in this panel that pops up is I'm going to select 12 by 12 inches, okay? And once I do that, I have this little blue square here, exactly where the canvas is, okay? Because if I had moved the image a little bit, I had zoom out or zoom in, by the time I create my pattern, it's gonna be a little bit off center, okay? It's not a big deal. You can always close it, open a new one, but just make sure that you don't zoom in or out before you do the step of creating the pattern, and that way the blue square would exactly be at the same place that your canvas. It just makes it easier for you to visualize how your pattern is going to look at the end. Doesn't really matter so much, I guess. And then you can close it now. And then I'm gonna come back to, I can either come back to my butterfly, forget what that was, or grab these items here. There's two ways that you can go about this. I can organize my oranges a little bit here in this canvas and put them the way that I want them in here with the little leaves and whatnot. I can move them around and kind of create just a little. I'm gonna do it quickly. I'm not gonna be too worried about how it looks, but I can do it like that here, or I can directly copy and paste it here on my little square, okay? And as you're gonna see, this is already going to create the repeat pattern. And you have a little bit of wiggle room here. You can ask how many times you want this to repeat, okay? I have it times by 5, but you can have any of the other repeats. So it's a little bit less of a repeat if you wanted to, or bigger if you're looking. I usually have it 5 times 5 and I don't mess that much with it, but anything you want. I find it as a little crowded here. Sometimes it's a little too big. I can come select everything, object, transform, scale, make it a little smaller, 60%. So all my items will be a little smaller. And just so I know what I'm doing, I can move them to the side, but that way here will not repeat. And then I can start arranging my items however I want them, and that is going to repeat. And it gets a little confusing that what you have inside the canvas that went out, so you can bring the items one by one if that makes it a little easier for you to see. But you can do it that way, and then you can start creating your pattern. Sorry, if you would have to like move it a little bit and adjust where you want the leaf to be. I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing that, but this is the way that you can create your pattern, and you can start playing with it and decide how it looks. You can always still come here to the side and be like, I still have all this to place. But yeah, so this is a very quick way that you can make your pattern. And again, it doesn't have to be different items. We can go back to the butterfly. Let me find it. Where was that? There we go. It could be the exact same item, and then we're gonna paste it here and then create a repeat pattern. So, and I can make it, sorry, the same. Now, just to make sure that they're all in a row, I can select them, come here and make sure they're all aligned. There we go. Maybe I need one more, and I'm doing this a little bit now, making sure that they are exactly the same distance, but again, I could do that. Make sure that they have the same distance and they're aligned. And then once I'm happy with that, which is not the case here, but anyway, the idea, I can come copy paste and make them in rows. So this is a very quick way to make a seamless repeat pattern. Again, this one is not perfect. It's not perfectly aligned. You can come and play with the distances using these buttons here. You want them aligned in a row like that. And so that will tweak it. And then you can play with the distance as well. So this one is exactly the same as the other ones and so on. So this is a quick way that you can create your seamless repeat pattern. I hope that you have enjoyed the tutorial. If you have, please give it some love down there. And feel free to subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss out on any of our tutorials. Thank you.